Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is another anime episode 1 review. Came out yesterday, even though it was supposed to come out today, but I just got around to watching it and finally reviewing it now. This is my episode 1 review of Zankyo no Terror, or Terror in the Renaissance. Or Terror in... Renaissance, I think? Yeah, Terror in Renaissance. And this episode 1 is titled Falling. Now, when I first started going into this anime, I was a bit skeptical, mainly because it's by Shinichiro Watanabe, who made Cowboy Bebop, and I'm not the biggest Cowboy Bebop fan, as I'm sure you people know by now. I've ranted on that way too many fucking times as this, however. Which I have neglected to review yet. Anyways. Nobody wants to see that. Anyways. So, needless to say, I was a bit skeptical going into it. But I can safely say that this one episode was better than the entire series of Cowboy Bebop, in my opinion. That's kind of sad when Cowboy Bebop is a, 20-some episode series, but that being said, let's move that aside here. And the series is going to be 11 episodes, I think. Yeah, 11 episodes, so another odd number of episodes. Fairly short, but I think it'll be good for it to be short-lived rather than extremely long. And, however, you can also say that, because I think the plot's going to be rather deep, so you can also argue that, well, if it's this short, will they be able to cover as much as they want to cover in that short amount of time? Who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I really hope they can. If not, then if it's good enough, a second season would be much appreciated later on. Anyways, though, so what exactly happened in this episode? Well, we have our two main characters, Nine, who's, well, Arata Kokonoe, who goes by Nine, and Toji Hisami, who goes by 12. And these two are high schoolers who are committing mass terrorism in Japan, in Tokyo, I assume, or somewhere in Japan, obviously, by basically blowing up buildings. And we don't know their motives yet of exactly why they're doing this. All we know is that they're committing mass terrorism, and in the first episode, they end up recruiting Lisa Mishima, and by recruiting, I mean they kind of, I don't know if you call it blackmail, if that was their plan, to literally blackmail her into it, because they basically give her an ultimatum to get blown up or to join them. I see that as blackmail, but this might not be completely cruel on their hands. Like I said before, we don't know what their motives for committing terrorism is yet. Okay. So, yeah. Anyways, though. And that's pretty much the setup. We have these three characters now. 9, 12, and Lisa Mishima, who are committing terrorism, essentially. And now Lisa is an accomplice to terrorism. Pretty much. And that's pretty much it, really. Like, there was this internet video that they left on the internet. I don't know why the fuck they would do that. Because you'd think it'd be easy for them to get caught if they left an internet video telling the time and place that they were going to set bombs. Which makes me wonder why they didn't get caught. Why wasn't it able to be prevented and they're not in prison and awaiting the death penalty, obviously. So it's very odd why they would do that and how they didn't get caught. I really hope it's explained in the future of the series. It probably will be, but that's something I kind of noticed and felt was kind of odd, really. Okay. Now, in terms of the animation in this series was good. It wasn't the greatest. You know, normally nowadays, if you see anime like this, it's going to have good animation. The only ones that usually don't are like the Slice of Life series. But series like this usually have good animation in this day and age, so I'm not too surprised. It's not fantastic animation. Being done by Studio Mappa, which I think I've heard them for one series before, but I don't remember what it was exactly. But the animation is good. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's bad because it's not. It's good animation. I very much enjoy the animation and the art. I also like as well. For some reason, the art kind of reminded me of Coppelion. Not necessarily in like the character designs, but I mean like the fact that there was a lot of white. There's a lot of white in this series. That's not a complaint. I'm just saying that's why it reminded me of Coppelion. Because if you watch Coppelion, then you'll know there was a lot of white in that series too. Okay, and that's kind of why the art kind of resembles Coppelion in a sense to me. I'm not sure. I don't think it was done by the same studio. I'm pretty sure they weren't done by the same studio. But, anyways, though, the music was also very good too. Not really any memorable tracks in the series, but that opening and that ending were both amazing. Okay, really they were. Now, let's talk about our two main characters here, 9 and 12. They, like I said before, we don't really know their motives yet, but they do appear to be anti-heroes in a sense. Who knows, the series might even go the route as turning them into Byronic heroes, which is what you'd call, say, Lelouch from Code Geass. Although I don't really see how they could build them up to be great Byronic heroes like that in only 11 episodes, which tells me that if they want to do that, they'll probably need to have at least one more season. If not multiple more seasons, okay? Because Byronic heroes are very difficult characters to create, and they're extremely complex characters if they're done right. Exceedingly complex characters if they're done right. I mean, just look at fucking Lelouch. I think he's one of the most complex characters in anime. Okay, Lelouch V. Britannia from Code Geass. I think he's one of the most complex characters in anime. So, yeah, yes. But anyways, though. So really, we don't really know much about them yet. All we know is they're committing terrorism for some reason. We did get a little bit of foreshadowing. I guess maybe something happened in their past. I really hope it's not something as dumb as, just like they were bullied as kids or something, so they're blowing up buildings. If it's something as awful as that, or if it's something as bad as that, then no. But we did get 12 to mention like an institution, so maybe they were held in an institution and they broke out or something. I mean, if that's the case, then that could really go either way. Really, because they could be there on false charges, or they could be there because they're literally insane. Hopefully not the latter, if that is the case. Or maybe they have friends in the institution. One thing I kind of assume I kind of am theorizing right now, since they recruited, or blackmailed, whatever, Lisa Mishima, is that maybe they're going to be recruiting all sorts of people all over Japan who they sympathize with, they feel that need a better life, and they're willing to fight for it, even going to the extent of mass terrorism. If that's the case, then that could be really cool if it's done right. Okay, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this episode. I very much enjoyed it. Despite the skepticism I had going into it, I very much enjoyed this episode. I thought it was good. It wasn't amazing, it didn't really grip me like first episodes of some anime I've seen recently have. Like the first episode of Tokyo Ghoul gripped me immediately. And same thing, well, how he got killed didn't really grip me till like the second half, but still, this episode didn't really grip me at all, but I'll still be continuing it because I did think it was a really good episode, okay? Anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.